A new pack has been announced for Master Duel, and it contains this new Tier 1 strategy. If you still need a beautiful deck box or playmat, you can go to zerodamagegaming.com and use the code SOLEM for a discount. So right here, we're on Master Duel meta. It's showing the new selection pack, which was also announced in-game, and it has some pretty insane cards in here. So first of all, we have generator cards. Honestly, don't really care. If you love generator, awesome, but in terms of like meta impact, this isn't really gonna matter. Then we have Grapha. So like we kind of saw already before with the whole hit on Silva, Dark World is actually getting their new cards from the structure deck. So if you don't know, the TCG had its structure deck I think last year in fall or so, and that contained some really good Dark World support. Dark World actually ended up topping some YCSs as well with that support, but of course the thing that made it so broken was the hand looping. Basically ripping like 4 cards from your opponent's hand and they can't really play the game from that point onwards. However, then you know, Kashtira ended up being a real deck, and later on you also had Droll in the format and so forth. And so the deck didn't really reach like top tier status, but whenever it pops off, it is very toxic because it doesn't let you play the game. However, in Master Duel, they now banned Silva, so the whole hand looping thing will no longer be a thing. That will make Dark World weaker, but also we might now be able to just make the craziest boards. Because Dark World, honestly, they can unironically make some of the craziest boards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because they have infinite bodies. So you can like imagine, okay, what kind of field do I want to build? And this deck probably can build it. However, this also improves Branded in a very interesting way. I'm gonna make a video about that. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in that. Be sure to be subscribed for that, because like I've been doing this in the TCG. Not many people have been doing it so far, but the tricks you can do with Grapha and Branded are pretty cracked. Then we have Lady Labyrinth. Now this is the card I'm most interested in. Lady Labyrinth has been missing from the Labyrinth deck in Master Duel for a long time now, and this card honestly catapulted Labyrinth from like a tier 3 type of deck. You know, it was fun. If you watched me stream, you saw me climb with it a little bit because I do really like the deck, but it wasn't really doing much. And then Lady changes everything. I actually think that Labyrinth now, with the tier hits we already saw, will be one of the best decks in Master Duel. Sprite, of course, is also still strong. Tier is still going to be a solid deck. Brand is still going to be a solid deck, but this is going to be another one of the tier 1 decks in my opinion, and we might actually see it being played at Worlds as well. If I had to bet money right now on what deck lineup is going to win Worlds, it's probably going to be Tearlament, Sprite, and Labyrinth. Those 3 together on one team, because Labyrinth truly is that crazy, and we are getting it the coming week in Master Duel. Now, there are 2 ways you can actually play Labyrinth. There's the furniture version, which uses a lot of Labyrinth small monsters to get a lot of advantage and do like a lot of nifty little plays. And then there's the other version, the Floodgate version. That's right, Labyrinth has 2 play styles, the very cool furniture variant, and then the variant where they go flip skill drain, flip goes and match. It's basically like Eldritch, but modernized. You also like to run a Lord of the Heavenly Prison then, and just a lot more trap cards. So that like trap card Floodgate heavy version actually plays like Lady and Lovely, so 3 Lady, 1 Lovely as its only Labyrinth monsters, maybe 1 Ariana or so, and then just all traps. Whereas the furniture version, not so many traps actually, quite a few Labyrinth monsters as well. Personally, the furniture version is cooler, in my opinion at least, but it just depends on the meta. Sometimes the meta makes this version better, and sometimes the meta makes a furniture version better. But I'll do deck profiles for both once this pack drops. Also, you can get this beautiful playmat and this beautiful deck box at zerodamagegaming.com using the code SOLEM. So yes, Labyrinth, super excited for it. This is going to be awesome. I'm going to be climbing with this deck. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to go for Master with this particular deck. I'm not going to be playing Tier. I'm not going to be playing Sprite. I think this deck is gonna be it. Then Trap Tricks. I know a lot of fans are also waiting for Trap Tricks. I'm assuming this is just gonna be all the structure deck support as well. And so now Trap Tricks will essentially be at full power. It is not as strong as Labyrinth in my opinion, but it's still up there, you know. If I had to make like a tier list, I would say that Generator is, sorry, you know, whatever, kinda. Dark World is gonna be, I think, tier 1.5 or tier 2. Labyrinth is gonna be tier 1, and then Trap Tricks is also gonna be like tier 2-ish. I think slightly better than Dark World, maybe even. And then finally, we have the Magic Key cards. Honestly, I wouldn't be super excited about these personally. They are a neat archetype, again, but if you're looking to climb with like the best possible decks, this is probably not going to be it. Overall though, super excited for the Labyrinths, pretty excited for the Dark Worlds, kinda you know, on trap tricks, but I do understand that quite a few people are big fans of the deck. And then the other two, you know, okay, some people might like these, but they're not going to be what I'm going to be focusing on. I'm focusing on that Labyrinth. Now, a final bit of news, actually pretty interesting, is for the World Championship of Master Duel on August 5th and 6th, there are some special rules. So when we first thought, oh, you know, it's just going to be 3 people on tier elements against 3 people on tier elements is going to suck or something like that, there's actually going to be a very, very special deck restriction that might end up being interesting for maybe some type of event within Master Duel for regular players as well. So right here, each player can use up to 2 decks and can choose which of the 2 to use for each duel, 6 decks per team in total. There can be at most 3 copies of each card across all of each team's decks. If a card is limited or semi-limited, only 1 or 2 copies respectively can be included across all of each team's decks. So this means if my deck has Tearlament's Merly in it, at however many copies it's at right now, other decks on the team can no longer have Tearlament's Merly in it. So this effectively means that I'm playing tier elements, my teammates cannot. I'm playing Sprite, my teammates cannot. This will force diversity. So this is again why I think Labyrinth is actually going to be a big player on the world stage as well, because now you can't just have everyone on tier. You're going to have someone on tier, and then, okay, what is another good deck? Oh, it's going to be Sprite. And then what is another good deck? It's going to be Labyrinth. What's another good deck? It's going to be Branded. And so people are going to actually have to make sure that they can play all those decks very well, know all the matchups of those decks extremely well, though of course Worlds players are top level, so they probably do, but still it's gonna be far more interesting to watch in my opinion, so that's really cool. Now there's another rule here. Each team can designate up to 3 shared cards. If a card is designated as a shared card, up to 3 copies can be included in each deck. So this is to ensure that people can have staples shared among their decks, meaning if one person has Maxi in their deck, that doesn't mean no one else can have Maxi in their deck. You can still designate like, alright, Maxi is in each deck. The funny thing with this rule though is that it kind of forces everyone to just have 3 Maxi, 3 Ash, and Called By, and that's shared among the decks, because by default you always need your Maxi and you always need your counter to Maxi. So it's like, good luck with that, right? These shared cards are already filled in for you, so that's kind of cringe, but okay, it is what it is. I'm still very excited to watch Worlds. I'm very excited to see Labyrinth, Sprint, Tier, Branded, and so forth in action at the highest level. Again, if you want a beautiful deck box or playmat, go to zerodamagegaming.com and use the code SOLOM for a discount. I will see you soon. Ciao.